WCBI News at 6 starts now.
As Mississippi sees its highest number of reported coronavirus cases, Governor Tate Reeves reopens more businesses in the state. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. Owners will have to deep clean, sanitize, and disinfect before they'll be allowed to open up shop. We're talking about salons, barber shops, and gyms. Customers, they'll also have to follow some rules. Now, we also want to point out that the governor is encouraging Mississippians to practice personal responsibility. For salons, here's a few of those guidelines. One big thing, all waiting rooms have to stay closed. If you have an appointment, you have to wait in your car, that is, until you are called. You'll also be screened. Salon and barbershop owners can only allow one client per employee. There also has to be 6 feet between each customer. Employees and customers, they also have to wear face masks. Employees will also have to wear gloves. Now, as for gyms, only 30% of the building's capacity will be allowed in. Employees must make sure that equipment is 6 feet apart. Common areas have to stay closed, and the gym can only stay open until 10 p.m. The entire list of guidelines can be found over on our website at wcbi.com. Governor Reeves said with today's announcement of a historical climb of unemployment, he can't let Mississippi continue to go down an economic decline.
I believe in my heart that endless government shutdowns are not an option. Not when we are on the brink of an economic catastrophe, the likes of which we have not seen in over 100 years in our country. Wall Street is going to be okay. My concern is about Main Street.
Now, within the last hour, Columbus Mayor Robert Smith ordered salons, barbershops, and gyms in the city of Columbus to stay closed until after the Restart Columbus Committee meets on Monday. Even though gyms will be allowed to reopen, a Starkville gym owner is suing the city, claiming it violated his constitutional rights by ordering his business to close because of COVID-19. Owners of the Starkville Athletic Club claim the city of Starkville, quote, aided and abetted the governor of Mississippi, end quote. The suit says the city enforced policies which caused a loss of income and property. Gyms were among business designated by the governor as non-essential. Attorney Jim Wade is representing the owners of the gym and claims the city has violated the Fifth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Wade also says the gym's future business prospects have also been damaged because of the city's actions.
There's a substantial number of the members just quit paying or stop their payments, but then you also have the people that won't ever come back, so we believe it's going to be a permanent harm to the business because part of it's the hysteria. This business has now been labeled by the city government as a dangerous business so that there are customers that won't ever return, so it's a permanent harm.
The lawsuit says the gym owner is not allowed to sue the state of Mississippi because of a constitutional amendment. The owner asked for a jury trial and seeks unspecified monetary damages. There will soon be a change in the way customers in West Point can shop inside retail stores. City leaders pass an ordinance requiring all employees and customers to wear face coverings before going in. Our Quentin Smith speaks with city leaders and a business owner about the changes. Quentin, what are they saying?
Well, Scott, Mayor Robbie Robinson says they're doing this to help reduce the spread of the coronavirus in Clay County. Get this month alone, he says, there have been nearly 24 new cases. One business owner says he understands why the city passed this measure, but he also believes requiring people to wear face coverings could have a negative impact on his business.
As customers shop inside pedal pushers, pretty soon wearing face coverings like this will be the new normal.
Caught me by surprise for a little bit. I wasn't real sure that that was going to happen until I heard about it yesterday.
Scott Reed owns the flower shop, and he admits he has mixed views about making customers wear face coverings.
I understand we need to keep people healthy, we need to keep people safe, so I'm all for a mask if that's what it needs to happen. I'm just a little bit worried from a business owner about enforcing an ordinance like that and how it can affect my business if someone chooses not to wear a mask.
If someone comes in without their face being covered, they'll be asked to leave the store.
There's been a lot of people saying that in response to this or in opposition to this, they're just going to not shop in West Point anymore. And that bothers me more than anything. You know, us business owners didn't have anything to do with this ordinance, and for them to protest in a way by avoiding our businesses, you know, that's only hurting us and our employees and the people who are depending on this store.
Hopefully, the general public will comply.
Mayor Robbie Robinson says the measure was passed strictly for safety reasons. Within the past week, he says, there have been 22 cases of COVID-19, and he believes this ordinance could help flatten the curve.
This new ordinance will not take effect until Monday, May the 11th at noon. And there are some nuances about the language in the resolution that could possibly be addressed by the board early next week.
Honestly, I hope some things change before it comes into play Monday. If things don't change, we'll do the best that we can. We're going to offer curbside if somebody just doesn't want to wear a mask but still wants to shop here.
Now, the mayor says some of the nuances they'll address next week is determining who will be in charge of paying the fine if customers violate the ordinance. They'll decide if it'll fall on the customer or business owner. Now, we do want to point out customers are not required to strictly wear face masks. The face coverings can include a T-shirt, bandana, or anything covering the nose and the mouth. Scott?
All right, Quinn, thanks so much. Well, some area healthcare workers are getting masked up thanks to a Mississippi attorney. Richard Schwartz donated more than 1,000 KN95 masks to healthcare workers and residents at facilities across North Mississippi. Staff picked up the mask at Schwartz's Tupelo office. Schwartz said that he wanted to do something to help healthcare workers and elderly residents who have been impacted by COVID-19.
People in nursing homes or in hospice care, that's our moms, our dads, our grandparents, and we need to make sure they're safe and the people taking care of them are safe and that they can go home in a safe environment and make sure their children and family doesn't have the disease. That's why we've decided to give 1,200 KN95 masks to the facilities in this area to make certain that people are safe.
Facilities getting masks include Sanctuary Hospice, Methodist Senior Services, Heart of Hospice, and Avonlea of Tupelo Senior Living. Bars, salons, gyms, and in-restaurant dining will be allowed to reopen with limits in Alabama. Governor Kay Ivey announced the new rules will go into effect Monday at 5 p.m. The businesses will be required to maintain social distancing and limit crowds. Restrictions on non-work gatherings of 10 or more people will be lifted. This will allow churches to resume services. Entertainment venues, including movie theaters, must stay closed. Ivey says reopening businesses will allow additional people to go back to work. Well, it's a day to show your mom how truly special she is. Mother's Day, it's this Sunday. However, the COVID-19 pandemic is affecting how some families will spend time with their loved ones. Our Stephanie Poole explains.
Well, 20 years ago, I lost my father, so at this moment, she's all I have. So my mother is everything to me. And she is just a great woman of God, and she's been very supportive, and she loves her grandchildren.
Tony Jackson and Brandy Nicholson wanted to give their mother a special gift this year, a trip to the Bahamas. But due to COVID-19, their plans are now on standby.
But we had decided last week that we were going to do steaks. And first of all, she's not going to cook. But she normally cooks for us every Sunday. So we just have a small circle. So we still just been within our agreement as far as people who we've been in contact with.
She says although their original plans were canceled, it's all about showing their mom how much she means to their family.
She's all about service. She helps other people. She is very instrumental in the community as well and very involved in the church.
And for families who aren't able to visit with loved ones, they're sending flowers and gifts to show their gratitude.
The phone has been constantly ringing.
Loretta Shelton owns the Flower Girl Wedding and Floor Shop in Columbus. She says she's almost overbooked with Mother's Day orders.
We had over 90-something for today, to do today, and I figure tomorrow probably about the same, and then we've delivered 30 to 40 or more every day this week.
Shelton says even though it's a lot of work, she's happy to put a smile on her customers' faces.
Every order we take it to try to make it very special for the person, and we strive to have every flower they ask for. Sometimes there's things we can't get because of the pandemic, but we've been pretty good stocked. I mean, there's very little that we can't get.
And I tell people, even after the pandemic, if you haven't been spending time with your mom, call her every day, go see her as much as you can, because you only get one mom.
Reporting in Lowndes County, Stephanie Poole, WCBI News.
Shelton says her shop will continue to fulfill all orders. Her business, it will be closed on Sunday.
Well, you may have already noticed if you peeked your head outside, the clouds are clearing out, especially along and north of Highway 82. They are on their way out, and everybody is going to be mostly clear in the next hour or two. We're 63 right now in Columbus, 65 in Tupelo, where the sun is peeking back and forth behind a couple of clouds right now. Overnight tonight, the clouds, as I mentioned, clearing out. I think will be mostly clear by midnight for sure. Temperatures falling down into the 40s overnight, and tomorrow, another picture-perfect day to kick off Mother's Day weekend. Highs in the mid-60s for a lot of us with plenty of blue sky and sunshine. So an absolutely picture-perfect day, and that nice weather is really going to stick around not only for Mother's Day, but as we get into next week. We've got high pressure in control of our weather. That means no rain, no cloud cover, but temperatures are going to be cool for the next few days. As a matter of fact, we could break record low temperatures this weekend. I'll tell you how low the mercury will go coming up in just a little bit. Scott.
Hey, at least the sun will be shining. Thanks so much, Trevor. In other news today, a Missouri man and a Columbus woman are in jail after a traffic stop leads to the discovery of a secret drug lab. 40-year-old Eric Toney of Springfield, Missouri, and 44-year-old Nikisha Brooks here of Columbus, they both face drug charges. Thursday, the duo, they were pulled over on Highway 82 near Main Street here in Columbus. The Lowndes County Narcotics Task Force says they found drugs and cash. The traffic stop then led them to the Economy Inn, where investigators say they found a drug lab. The Missouri man is charged with trafficking and manufacturing illegal narcotics. Brooks is charged with manufacturing controlled substances.
Basically, we were out doing some patrolling, checking some hot areas. We come across some subjects smoking marijuana. A subsequent search of the vehicle led to heroin, marijuana, and also ecstasy. During the course of the investigation, we determined that the subject had a hotel room.
These drugs are manufactured locally and distributed out on the street and contain methamphetamine, which is a very addictive drug. Now, a one-time user can become addicted to this ecstasy, and then they have to have more and more of that drug to supply their habit.
So far, bond has not been set for Toney and Brooks. The Starkville Police Department is encouraging an armed robbery suspect to turn himself in. 19-year-old Jakevius Goss is wanted for an armed robbery on West Side Drive. This incident happened on May 2nd. The suspect and victim reportedly knew each other. If you have any information on Goss's location, you're asked to call the Starkville Police Department or Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. An area photographer is taking a shot at telling the story of Tupelo. We take a look when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. The spirit of Tupelo is being captured one face at a time. Riley Martin talks to the photographer behind the ambitious undertaking.
As the city of Tupelo celebrates its sesquicentennial, a local photographer wanted to do something special to highlight residents of the All-America City. So throughout the year, 150 people who reflect the area's qualities will be highlighted as part of a project called Faces of Tupelo. On a recent sunny Friday afternoon, Jacqueline Savoy was taking photos of Tupelo native Spencer Kirkpatrick by the Elvis statue at Fair Park. There you go. Spencer is part of Savoy's Faces of Tupelo photography project. Spencer is well known for his outgoing personality. He recently graduated from MSU's Access program, a 4-year program for special needs students, and he was named Mr. MSU this school year. Savoy says the idea for Faces of Tupelo came to her not long after she moved to the All-America City when her husband got a job at NMMC.
I moved here 2 years ago and really fell in love with Tupelo. I fell in love with the community and the people, and so I wanted to show the community to other people.
She updates Faces of Tupelo's Facebook page on a regular basis with photos and stories about the people who embody the Tupelo spirit.
I want to get a wide diversity, just kind of showing everything that Tupelo encompasses. And so I've been trying to get, people who cook, people who dance, people who have a passion for Tupelo. Just kind of showing everything. All the different things that Tupelo has that even I've learned about since I've started this project. Like, we have a pickleball team that I knew nothing about until now.
So far, Jacqueline Savoy has 121 names for her project, and she needs 150 to help mark the city's sesquicentennial. She welcomes any suggestions of people who have helped make Tupelo a better place to live, work, and play. Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Allie must have done his photo shoot today because he's wearing the same thing. All right, now you can submit suggestions to Savoy at the Faces of Tupelo Facebook page. A good story there. All right, we're going to send things back over to meteorologist Trevor Burchett. Trevor, a good day for photo shoots.
Absolutely.
Good weekend.
One of my favorite things to do. The photographer inside of me loves to go outside on beautiful days like today and take photos. And
you have to work, so you can't go take pictures with your mom, can you?
I know I can't, but I have her gift on the way if she's watching.
Hey,
it's in the mail. It finally came. But Mother's Day weekend overall, if your mom is around here, it's great weather to get outside and enjoy it. Plenty of blue sky and sunshine, a little cool for tomorrow. A little bit warmer, back into the 70s for Mother's Day. But as I mentioned, some record lows possible this weekend overnight. I've got the details on that coming up right after this.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Trevor Burchett.
Well, we had a round of showers earlier this morning and then some this afternoon, but I've got some good news for you. The sunshine is making a return. We've got 0% chance for rain Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And then even after that, we have included a 20% shot for some showers Wednesday and Friday, but I'm still not completely sold that we see rain those days. That's more of just a just-in-case situation in case things do come to fruition, but certainly possible that you could see a shower or two Wednesday and Friday. I think generally, though, the next 7 days are going to be dry. As a matter of fact, the sunshine is coming out. Take a look at Tupelo from the Alpha Insurance Camera Network. We've still got some clouds out there, but the sun is finally starting to make a comeback. Should be a really nice sunset as the sun dips behind these clouds. So be sure to send your photos in to us on Facebook and Twitter if you see a really nice sunset out there this evening. You can see on a visible satellite as the sun sets, it's going to get a little bit darker out there and harder to see, but that last band of cloud cover is finally making its way through south of I-22. So all is sunny up to the north. We've still got some clouds to deal with, though, here in the Golden Triangle. Speaking of cloud cover, take a look at this photo from Lisa Wilson in Starkville. These are asperatus clouds, and these form when there's a lot of turbulence in the air. So we had that storm system come through, a lot of changing winds in the atmosphere, and it kind of is like a turbulent ocean when there's a storm coming through the ocean. It kind of does the same thing up in the atmosphere with all of those clouds. So a really nice view there. Lots of photos of those clouds. So definitely interesting to see out there earlier today. 41 for the low tonight. Pretty chilly as those clouds continue to clear out of the area. And as I mentioned, tomorrow, another picture-perfect day like we saw earlier this week. Highs getting up into the mid-60s with lots of blue sky and sunshine to kick off Mother's Day weekend. Now, here's a little meteorology fact for you. A lot of times you see this little blue H spinning on the map. You might wonder what that is. That's actually an area of high pressure. And high pressure is where the air is sinking in the atmosphere. And in order for any type of rain or cloud cover to form, we have to have rising motion. So basically, in layman's terms, whenever you see this H on the map and it's anywhere near us, we don't have to worry about any type of rain or hardly any cloud cover as long as that H is nearby. And look what happens over the next few days. Cold front moves out, that high pressure moves in. That means we stay sunny and we stay dry, at least for the next few days. Speaking of low temperatures, though, it could be a little cold, though, possibly breaking some record lows as we get into the weekend. Sunny for Mother's Day, though, really nice. Highs in the 70s, warming up slowly through the week under a mostly sunny sky.
One NFL quarterback has his post-football job in place, and he hasn't retired from the league. More on that coming up next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Big news in the baseball world. ESPN's Jeff Passan reporting the Major League Baseball draft will only be 5 rounds in 2020, which could have major implications on college baseball. The amount of talent that will be on college campuses, JUCO and Division I, will make the game the strongest it could ever be, while the NCAA has yet to make a ruling on easing transfer restrictions, roster sizes, and minimum scholarships. The official dates for the MLB draft have not been made. To college football, Alabama sophomore quarterback Taulia Tagovailoa has entered the transfer portal. AL.com's Matt Zenitz was the first to report. The younger brother of Heisman Trophy winner NFL first-rounder Tua, Taulia was 9 for 12 for 100 yards and 1 touchdown in 3 appearances for the Tide in 2019. High school sports news. The Alabama High School Athletic Association issues a statement to the latest safer-at-home orders from Governor Kay Ivey. While new orders say gyms and other facilities can open with half the capacity, all public school campuses will remain closed through June 5th. That including all athletic activities. The AHSAA is scheduled to meet with the Fall Sports Committee next week to develop a plan for when schools begin to reopen. One NFL quarterback already has his post-football plans in place. That's Indianapolis Colts quarterback Phillip Rivers. He's been named the head coach of St. Michael Catholic Football. That's in Fairhope, Alabama. He's got the head coach job waiting for him until he retires. He's under contract for a 1-year, $25 million deal with the Colts. That's it for sports. Last look at your weather is next.
Well, as the clouds continue to move out overnight tonight, it's going to leave us for a really nice weekend. Highs getting up into the 70s by Mother's Day. Really nice next week as well, Scott. A little closer to normal by the middle of next week.
Sounds good. Don't forget Mother's Day, everyone. Have a good weekend. We'll see you back here tonight at 10.